That was a fun history lesson. Welcome to a 1v1 on Einhoven Country. This game is going to be Comrade Mao and Ying Tribute, I guess, versus Aquaman. Aquaman, man, what an underrated superhero. Like, come on, everybody, give Aquaman a little credit. He works really hard to protect our ocean's wildlife. Pretty hard to stack up against Superman and, you know, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Batman. But he's still part of the Justice League. Let's not forget Aquaman, okay? He exists, and he does good work. So, thank you, Aquaman. We're gonna see Aquaman. Whoa, my game just went crazy laggy. What the fuck? I should restart my game. It's terrible. Maybe it's okay. I think.
We're taking orders!
I don't know. That was like a weird pickup, I guess. Maybe. Right? I guess we're okay now. All right. Anyway. Is anyone else really tired of superhero movies? You know what? I think most superhero movies are pretty bad, but I think that the ones that are good are worth sitting through all of the shitty ones. Like The Dark Knight, for example, I thought was excellent, and that made having to watch all the other crappy superhero movies pretty worth it. Pretty worth it. So, big early engagement over here for the right side. That early frag research! Wow, I thought that was a wipe for sure. That was sneaky. Comrade Mao wasn't quite ready for that. However, that is also coming dangerously close to getting wiped. Gets just cleared, just barely in time. Stern Pioneers have only one man remaining for the... Wow, this is a hard, fast early engagement right here. This is crazy. Those riflemen will be forced to retreat, though. These guys might come off cooldown on the rifle grenade here. Oh, will they get it off? Oh, really? Oh, he should have committed. He had that, I think. The Kubel's reverse path was compromised. Had a damaged engine. He had the munitions. Aquaman. Come on. Well, at least all squads made it home alive, so that's something. Definitely could have gone a lot better. Stern Pioneers took a pretty decent amount of bleed, and the Kubel wagon's going to take some time to get repaired. So, because of that retreating squad and a decision to go double Sturms, it's going to actually take Comrade Mao quite a while to get any map control after that engagement, despite having won that engagement. Meanwhile, rear echelon troops are capturing everything over here on the left side. So,
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just make it. Target secure.
Stern Pioneers on their way to repair that.
What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits? Green is green can be. Well, grab your shit and follow me.
Machine gun will chase away those rear echelon troops right there and move to get control of some territory here in the center. These three squads are making their way back to the center as well.
We have a lieutenant reporting in for duty.
MG-34 on the field. Comrade Mao has gone with Luftwaffe. I think if I had to pick a commander that was meta, I would almost start to say it's Luftwaffe ground forces. I mean, I personally think Fusilier blobbing is better. But for whatever reason, Luftwaffe ground forces is more popular, so I mean, just based on what I've seen. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's because Luftwaffe has the machine gun. I think the machine gun and Fallschirmjäger combo is just that little bit better than just blobs of G43s. I think that's what makes it just that little bit more popular than Breakthrough lately. But I don't know. I think they're both kind of challenging to make work. Although on this map, I think there's a pretty decent chance. Lots of long-range engagements and red cover should favor the Oberkommando West against Riflemen. And since Aquaman has chosen Rifle Company, still a little bit of time before flamethrowers start popping. He's actually got Lieutenant into 50 cal, so a little bit of a sprinkle of non-meta here as well. Throwing that team weapon on the field. Hasn't made its way to the front line yet. Guess he's not sure what he wants to do with it. He will fail in this engagement. A couple squads retreating back to the base will have to reinforce and heal while he thinks about his next push. Hasn't taken control of the left side victory point either, so...
Our riflemen now have access to flamethrowers to smoke. The Krauts are taking one of our points. German infantry! Moving back and far!
Stern Pioneers taking control of the strategic point here in the middle. Folks Grenadiers gonna get caught by the 50 cal right there. Both of these squads might end up being forced to retreat. AoE suppression fortunately does not quite kick in. Wow, what was that, like 2.5 bursts? That's a lucky Folks Grenadier squad. A little surprised by that.
You know what to do. Let's get it done. We're at full strength.
These two squads making their way towards the left side to get some territory under control. And these Stern Pioneers are making their way towards the right. I think, maybe, actually, I guess I'm not sure what they're doing. Planting a mine? Standing here in red cover. Okay. MG34 firing on these riflemen as they make their next approach. This squad jumping into green cover. This one will get suppressed, drawing fire from the machine gun at maximum range in yellow. 50 cal is going to dash for the building and should be able to secure that easily enough. Frag grenade from the lieutenant brings that MG34 down to half, which is going to have to retreat from this engagement. Kuba wagon is still available as one suppression source here. Stern Pioneers are in red cover against that 50 cal, and it is going to fire on the Folks Grenadiers here in the point. So they might want to consider closing it to shorter range to try and force it from the building. Riflemen over here on the left side get unsuppressed. Kuba wagon has to try and kite them to death. Does manage to suppress one of them on the move, but ultimately it looks like Comrade Mao cannot win this engagement. Stern Pioneers should just get out of there. They're definitely... Ooh, that burst from the 50 cal is bringing them so low. Point blank, run! Have to retreat through red cover and two rifle squads and 50 cal fire. I don't know if they're going to make it. Stern Pioneers should not have stuck around for that engagement with no support. They got focus fired hard, because that's a dangerous retreat path, mostly. You need to take your retreat path into account when you're thinking about how long to stick around in an engagement like that. That was too much. Frag grenade toss. Nice dodge. No other engagements happening right now. Meanwhile, by the way, Folks Grenadiers harassing the fuel cutoff, so that's good good economic harassment getting done over there, despite this engagement going quite badly. Losing a full squad and inflicting almost no damage at all, in fact, on Aquaman. I think I maybe didn't even take a model loss during that, which is pretty bad. Another frag toss right there. Another dodge. Folks Grenadiers have to retreat right now if they don't want to get wiped. They will round a corner, so that might help them get away, but there's a lot of red cover right here. It might be in yellow instead of red, and they do get behind the trees. They make a miracle escape this time. Pretty close. A squad of wounded riflemen heading right to start harassing the fuel point over here on the right side. Lieutenant making his way towards the center VP right there. The rifle squad available. Ambulance on its way. Fallschirmjäger deployed out of this shed. Of course, those riflemen to retreat. Interesting to see him deploy them so offensively rather than try and protect his own fuel point over here. It'd be a slightly safer place to deploy those Fallschirmjäger. And he could have popped them out of any one of these sniper nests. Plus, the squad has extremely low health, so it would have actually been a pretty okay chance of this squad wiping them if they reacted late. So, he does have plenty of forces, however, on their way towards the right side to counter this push. Fortunately, the lieutenant has taken the sniper nest right there. MG34 slowly trying to work on that, but they are in red cover and going down fast. Grenade toss into the sniper nest. Ooh! No dodge at all. Squad going very, very low. Will wipe the MG34. Oddly not retreating. There he goes. Chance of a Folks Grenadier getting a lucky snipe right there, though. And there it is. One volley and the lieutenant goes down. Frag grenade on the Folks Grenadiers here. Nice wipe by Comrade Mao, but I don't think he's going to be able to win this engagement. He should probably try and focus on just maybe maintaining control of that MG34 if he can. But Fallschirmjäger have taken control of the fuel, have taken control of the north cutoff. Ambulance is a little bit exposed right there. Definitely plenty of good work for them. What are these Volksgrenadiers? No! Stood in front of Rifleman and they died. That's unfortunate considering he just killed his opponent's lieutenant. It's a shame to just lose that Volksgrenadier squad and completely undo that manpower advantage he just secured for himself. It wasn't even an advantage, he had basically just pulled even after having lost a squad of Stern Pioneers. Now he's pretty much just behind again. Which is a shame. Kubelwagen's going to have to try and find ways to remain relevant. It's going to get harder and harder as this game progresses. It looks like BARs have been unlocked here in the base for Aquaman. He actually doesn't have much munitions, so I guess maybe he's bought quite a few of those. Ooh, hoo hoo, look at that. Fallschirmjäger, even at max range, retreating. Red cover was too dangerous and those rear echelon troops get wiped. The squad is off to a pretty good start, but there's plenty of firepower on their way to counter this, and this should retreat. This should retreat. Why? What is this late retreat? There they go. Bundle grenade into the structure, brings the 50 cal. Ooh, wipes it. Pretty quick wipe on the 50 cal right there. So I'm getting some pretty good wipes with these falls this game. He's gone with 2 squads when already a little behind. That leaves him with not much protection. These squads, they can get focus fire to death quite quickly. Might have been a premature retreat right there. He saw the 50 cal and retreated on instinct, but there's no east-facing window in this building, so he probably was actually kind of safe. He was thinking about maybe getting inside this. He did have to find a way to take on a rifle squad and a machine gun simultaneously without any support. He probably just thought, it's just not going to happen. So I don't blame him for that retreat, but maybe he could have tried to figure something out. He'd already thrown his grenade though with no vet 1. He had no frangible, so I guess I could see that retreat. Tech structure is about to go up right here. Tier 3 went up a while ago. No transferability is active, and no units fielded out of it either. Usually you see a flak half track, but apparently not. Looks like Tier 4? Yes, Tier 4 going up here in the middle. He's going to have to make sure to protect this with those Volksgrenadiers, try and keep those riflemen from spotting it. We'll successfully stall them right here in the middle for now. There's another squad over here, though. Counter grenade. Pretty good damage. Nothing too serious. Up on the top left, riflemen are getting control of the fuel point back. Squad of Volksgrenadiers falling quite low. Slightly late retreat. They will round a corner, though. And remember, this building has no northwest-facing window, so this Volksgrenadiers can force these riflemen from the building if they just reposition slightly. Just move! Move! Okay. Grenade into the house. No reason for him to take all that damage right there. Just stand right here and you're completely safe. House has an extremely easy blind spot. Fallschirmjäger here in the base getting healed and reinforced. Well, not healed, but reinforced. Make their way back to the front line. Wow, I feel like that's an overinvestment in elite infantry, honestly. One of the biggest advantages of actually Luftwaffe is that you don't really have to go Obersoldaten. Obersoldaten are probably, honestly, a little bit more manpower efficient than Fallschirmjäger are because they have a lower price tag. Higher reinforced cost, though, but lower initial cost, and they can engage a little bit better at long range. Probably a little bit better on this map. Once they have their LMG upgrade, you need to have the munitions to spend on them. And then they're pretty good. Honestly, Fallschirmjäger and Obersoldaten are almost the exact same squad. There's in how you utilize them and what you'll get out of them. Very similar. Both have the frangible, both have a bundle grenade. Is that gonna die to a frag? No! Kubelwagen goes down to a frag grenade plus anti-tank rifle grenade over here on the left. I almost wonder if that was intentional. He got a little too close. To be fair, it's kind of hard to keep microing a Kubelwagen. Also, this is an extremely micro-intensive build. You have to micro your elite infantry squads a lot more carefully than your core infantry squads.
Captain just took the battlefield.
If they get focus fired, if they get forced to retreat too early, you tend to lose engagements. And they're too expensive to just constantly spam reinforce. Oh no, what happened up here? What are those riflemen even doing? I overuse the phrase, what are they doing? A lot, I realize that. But seriously, what were they doing? Come on. Just walked into stern pilots right there and got wiped. Over here on the right side, this blob is making its way over here to engage against the lieutenant. Nobody's recovered that free machine gun either, by the way. Blob will obviously win against this squad in green cover easily. That was a bit of a desperation grenade. That wasn't going to do anything. Lieutenant retreats with one man remaining, should be able to get away. As Aquaman is not mechanized or armored, there are no demo charges, so this behavior is not that easily punished. Easy 8s are available to Aquaman now, but he's actually going to field as Stewart. He's gone lieutenant and captain in addition to 250 cal. Pretty weird build. So, 3 rifle, bars, 250 cal, Stewart is this build. Very interesting. Not see this very frequently. Comrade Mao, on the other hand, also a little inefficient in his build, having gone with ogres in addition to already 2 squads of Fallschirmjäger, but nothing too crazy. But pretty standard. Although his lack of Raketenwerfers is probably going to hurt soon. Thanks for the follow, L'Hopital, for the win.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. The cavalry has arrived.
I think that's a reference to a French mathematician. I could be totally wrong about that. I don't know. Stern Pioneers retreating over here on the left side. And thanks for the follow, Little Bam Bam. The blob continues making its way up the right. It just decapped the, decapped the VP, and then the whole blob moved up towards the strategic point, apparently. By the way, moving in one big group like that is gonna make this engagement against these machine guns pretty hard, especially if he does so through red cover. Obersoldaten making their way. Can they plant booby traps, or is that vet ability? Yeah, they can. He might. He's got a lot of munitions afloat. Panther on the way, so finally Tier 4 will pay off. And it should obviously have no problem against the Stewart. Stewart peaks. Gonna have to pull back away from that structure a little bit, I think. Not gonna want to stick around taking damage from that. Does anybody feel like that flat cannon is a little strong against the Stewart? Like, come on. I don't know if I should. I feel like maybe it should be able to push the Stewart away eventually. I don't know if I think it should hard counter the Stewart, where if the Stewart parks in front of it for more than like 15 seconds, it's guaranteed dead. I don't know what I think about that. It seems a little weird. I feel like the Stewart could use a buff in some regard. Whether it's a health increase, cost reduction, armor increase, whatever. Bundle grenade into the building. White phosphorus will force the retreat. Bundle grenade does not quite take out the gun right there. So, as predicted, his blobbing over red cover doesn't end well right there against those 50 cal. Over here on the left side, infantry walking right in front of this flat cannon don't seem to be experiencing much more success either. And the Panther is on the field, making its way towards the left side. It's got the top mount machine gun cooking. And an MG34. Is that the one from over here? Looks like that's been recovered. MG's been recovered. Will make its way towards the center. Gets a little too close to the 50 cal in that shed, though. Normally, it's terrible to garrison a unit inside this building, but I actually feel like that building might be a pretty good defensive position for machine guns defending the VP, especially once all the other green cover in the area has been destroyed. Maybe. I don't know. You'd have to protect the building, though, because obviously it's kind of weird because it's green cover, but it's also highly vulnerable to grenades and most forms of area of effect that are dangerous to buildings. This Panther, however, for example, will probably struggle to destroy this shed for a little while. And there's the Easy 8. Easy 8 on the field. 50 cal should probably get out of the building, though. It's falling low pretty fast. Easy 8 gets a shot on the Panther right there. Okay. Panther reverses into the shed and finishes destroying it. So that building is still quite brittle. Obviously not nearly as safe as this structure. But I think it has some potential. Most people train themselves never to enter a building of that size for this exact reason. Panther falling extremely low in this engagement. Needs to pull back. Its reverse path is blocked. Oh, here it comes. Oh. Shot bounces. Looks like that Panther's going to get away. I don't think the Easy 8 is going to feel comfortable chasing and exposing its rear armor to that tier 4. Meanwhile, Stewart's been somewhat repaired over here. Unfortunately, because of the tier 4, he cannot bring the Stewart into an engagement against the Panther in this area unless the Easy 8 is tanking shot or something's tanking shots for that Stewart. Rifle squad gets wiped by mass Fallschirmjäger's fire, even at range, even retreating. He got gunned down pretty fast. Stewart's going to try and bleed these squads from a distance, getting a couple shots off.
Squad back at full force. Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death batch. Send your orders. Stick with me and you might just
Easy 8 pulling back for repairs up here in the north as well. They're going to repair both the ambulance and the Easy 8. 50 cal, after tanking that bundle grenade quite a while ago, will leave the structure to get some healing as well. Apparently this ambulance got abandoned by a Panther shot, so he's going to have to recruit that with rear echelons or something from this point forward. Panther is hunting the Stewart over here on the left side. It will get stunned. Oh no, it's having pathing problems though. It can't circle strafe. They're way too slow to circle strafe. That went all wrong. He floundered. He messed it up.
Tank support is here.
Panther gets a free kill over there on the left side. Nothing available to protect that Stewart. Tried to pop a stun round. Stun round is great for a lot of things. Circle strafing, so to give you time for the point blank engine damage shot. Escaping, you can stun it and then make a quick escape. Just stunning it so that other tanks can help destroy it. Obviously, that's basically the whole reason you even get a Stewart. But an unsupported Stewart against a Panther, in that instance,
Back to full numbers.
didn't work out too well with the stun shot. These two squads look like they're about to head right with Easy 8 support and should be able to get control of everything over there unopposed. And the Panther will be fully repaired soon. Battle group headquarters going up here in the base, and I guess Comrade Mao is going to start trying to make his way towards King Tiger. I feel like he could have built this in a much more aggressive location. Having a forward retreat point after you've already got the Panther out, you've got lots of elite infantry, so plenty of hard anti-infantry counters on the field. Having a forward retreat point is nice, especially against Rifle Company, which has no hard artillery, just white phosphorus. So they Rifle Company cannot punish a forward retreat point nearly as easily as Guard Motor, for example. The Heavy Mortar, or even Infantry Company, maybe.
Hunt down the hatches. He's got ourselves a field promotion.
50 cal has been reinforced, jumps back in the house, trying to force those Obersoldaten from the center VP. Will be successful. They jump into some yellow cover right here and start laser beaming that captain down. Quite good damage at range. Over here on the... What?
They got wiped out.
What died? I missed it. I think a squad hit a shoe mine, maybe? No idea.
Enemy infantry.
Squad of infantry died somewhere. Raketenwerfer and Panther are set up for this Easy 8's push. Raketenwerfer is not quite got the arc of fire right. But the Panther is doing heavy damage to that Easy 8's rear armor. Shot from the Easy 8 bounced. Panther and Raketenwerfer both take shots, and the Easy 8 is destroyed. Terrible maneuver by the Easy 8 right there. Went in completely, way too deep, completely unsupported. Aquaman is falling behind. White phosphorus being deployed on the Obersoldaten here in the center. A couple Fallschirmjäger squads need to make their way back to the front line. Leaving this much pop cap idle in your base is pretty bad. Once this white phosphorus clears, maybe Comrade Mao will be able to get control of the center VP. You know, on maps like this, where the center victory point is extremely dangerous, this is everybody's homework assignment. I want you to try it. Take your Panther, park it in the center VP, jump behind your Panther to capture the point, because your Panther, while parked, will provide green cover. Want to see more? I want more people to submit replays to me where they actually utilize vehicle cover. Just long enough to get a point capped, for example. I think that could be a practical application of that game mechanic. I really, really want to see it. Tried to salvage that, but the Easy 8 rolled up and blew up the wreck just before the salvage completed. Over here on the right side, Riflemen taking control of the fuel point. Over here on the left, Volksgrenadiers are getting the strategic and victory point. Never thought of that. I have never, I don't think, seen a replay where somebody actually used vehicle cover intentionally for any reason. It is a very hard to apply tactically game mechanic. It's very hard to find a useful situation for that because most of the time your vehicles need to be moving. You can't use them as stationary cover positions. I think in this situation it could have worked. With no AT guns on the field, just Easy 8s. I think the Panther could have maybe stuck around in the capture circle for just long enough to get the point captured. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. Volksgrenadiers making their way left to take control of the VP right there. That squad is going to be forced to retreat under MG34 fire. He's double stacking squads in this house. A little dangerous, especially with the threat of white phosphorus. It's not going to get dropped anytime soon. There's currently 2 Easy 8s on the field for the 1 Panther. Panther's vetting up nicely. Once it hits Vet 2, which it will do very soon, probably just roll for 1 more shot. There it is. Vet 2 now has the extra armor bonus. And that's going to make it quite difficult to take out frontally. Still very dangerous to attempt to capture territory with elite infantry squads, though. That's very expensive. They take big hits. Getting wiped is catastrophic. Ooh, going in very hard with these Fallschirmjäger, double Fausting just to make sure it penetrates, which paid off because one of those bounced. Panther is going in hard on this Easy 8. This one needs to move to support in that engagement if possible. Obers need to retreat. Fallschirmjäger falling a little low here to the top mount. Machine guns should probably also retreat. Their work in this engagement is done. Run! Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's going to try and Faust both. That Panther's falling dangerously low, though. Dangerously low. Even with the Vet 2 armor bonus, I don't know if it's going to win this engagement. Oh, its rear armor's exposed! It's trying to blitz to safety, but it will go down right there. And neither Easy 8 gets destroyed. Panther goes down. A little, just not enough support. Fallschirmjäger are also wiped. From this point forward, the game may prove very hard. Although he'll have the fuel for another Panther soon, I'm pretty sure he... Oh my god. Pretty sure he wanted to go King Tiger. Also, I don't know if I would say they're overpowered. I kind of think that engagement was not managed as well as it could have been. And you had 1,300 manpower in the bank at the point when you lost that engagement. So if that unit had had a little bit more support, I mean, come on, you shouldn't have to. Your Panther shouldn't have to take on the entire U.S. Forces Army by itself. If there had been 1 Rakettenwerfer present for that engagement was won. 1,200 manpower in the bank, you lose any right to call something overpowered. Grenade toss on the captain right there. MG34 on the right side, engaging against these riflemen. We'll get them some rest. It looks like Aquaman has pretty much the entire map under control. That's another thing. If you have no map control and you're floating 1,300 manpower, maybe you should make some more infantry. I mean, there's not that much defending over here. There's basically nothing defending over here. There's a couple harassing rifle squads. Aquaman's infantry forces are stretched to their absolute limit this game. He's spending his manpower every time he gets the chance. Meanwhile, Comrade Mao, even after fielding 2 Rakettenwerfers to replace the loss of his Panther, still has 880 float. Of course, losing 2 squads of Fallschirmjäger will be extremely expensive to replace if that's the route he decides to go this game, which he might continue to have an edge over his opponent's riflemen. And interesting, by the way, to see this late-game half-track purchase. I wonder what motivated that. Maybe he wants a mobile suppression platform to help maintain a containment on the right side fuel, I guess. I don't know. Interesting choice. Maybe he wants something with a little more mobility than the 50 cals. must really like suppression, and he must also probably be taking into account the fact that the Panther is now dead, so there's no serious threat to the AA half-track. You can hunt it down and kill it. Only the Rakettenwerfers that can defend against it. Rakettenwerfer in the house is easily going to push away that Easy 8 right there. Or kill it. Okay, Easy 8 just drove right up and died. White Phosphorus being deployed on the Tier 4 structure over here on the left side, which will prompt these guns to reposition a little bit. But I'm pretty sure that Easy 8's going to have to pull away to safety. Is that really going to die right now? Oh my god! Oh, that lucky bounce though. Goes down anyway. Oh. Yep, those Easy 8s are pretty OP, alright. Especially when parked AFK in front of Rakettenwerfers. Then they really perform. Oh. Aquaman gardening hates this game. Man, I feel like neither of these players are having a good time. They're both like, oh, fuck this game. Stupid Rakettenwerfers, stupid Easy 8s. God. Oh, excuse me, garden this game.
Pioneer Group is ready for action. Good and ready.
Well, despite the loss of those two Easy 8s, Aquaman still has incredibly good map control, both fuel points, extra fuel cache right there, keeping his manpower floating low. Fresh Easy 8 is on the field, and there is still this AA half-track hovering around. See if it can do anything. Fresh Fallschirmjäger squad fielded, Obersoldat in the squad also still on the field, making its way right. The squad has only got 5 kills so far, so they haven't really been used that effectively thus far. There's also 2 squads of Stern Piles on the field, and there's the second Fallschirmjäger squad out of the shed here in the north, which is kind of a dangerous area to deploy them. Easy 8's just going to immediately hunt them down. Grenade toss on those overs does pretty good damage, and they're suppressed. Volksgrenadiers move up their Panzerschreck and takes 3 Panzerschreck hits to kill an AA half-track though, so that's, I mean, probably not gonna happen. Especially suppressed. Nice toss though. Almost wipes that rifle squad, not quite. Rifles will be forced to retreat. Another Panzerschreck shot also connects with the AA half-track, but the engagement will go to the US forces here in the north. Fallschirmjäger waited around a little too long in this engagement, I think. Taking a bit of damage on retreat.
Fallschirmjäger ready for deployment. Moving out to this place! Now for combat. Check your grenades. Set your range. Assembled and ready. Many say we have no hope. Well, I say let us show them what we are made of. We farmers, bakers, schoolboys, and masters.
Easy 8 moves up to engage against Tier 4 again. The captain's going to move to try and apply extra damage during this. Nice timing on this push, trying to get the captain in to fire on the Tier 4. Wow, the Easy 8 tanks the flat gun fire, but the Rakettenwerfers are here to push him away. They'll have to go back to safety. A couple lucky bounces right there. Easy 8 is the best tank probably that US forces can get. Well, maybe Bulldozer is roughly the same. For tanking fire from a Tier 4 structure. I think a couple lucky bounces from the Rakettenwerfers there at range that Sherman, I don't even know if it's possible for a Rakettenwerfer to bounce on a Sherman even at maximum range. Grenade toss onto those Stern Pyos. A little bit off target. The flak half-track, or the flak gun is actually hitting the road a lot, so that captain got a lot of free shots off. The structure's getting repaired pretty quick. Rakettenwerfer snipes a rifleman right there. They're trying to stop these repairs as well as they can. Actually, no, they're shooting at the Rakettenwerfers. There's another frag. Wow, that grenade toss range. Is that bulletins? No, that's just a Vet 3 bonus. Man, he really hurled that thing. But unfortunately, couldn't wipe any Stern Pile squads, and the Tier 4 structure will survive that engagement. Barely. That aside, it doesn't look like Comrade Mao is experiencing much success in getting any fuel points back, and it's not going to matter how many Easy 8s get killed this game if he never at least takes control of this. 36 fuel coming into 15 is such a huge discrepancy. He can trade 2 or 3 Easy 8s for every whatever that Comrade Mao makes, which I assume, by the way, is going to be a King Tiger. King Tiger should be able to perform pretty well against Easy 8 spam, since it's taken down so many already. But he definitely needs to turn the map control situation around, and that Easy 8 definitely needs to not sit AFK in front of Rocket and Warfers, which I think it's dead. Oh my god.
A medium tank was just lost.
Oh my god, stop typing and retreat that AA half-track. Thought the armor-piercing rounds are going to kill that for sure. I think he got a little greedy, honestly. He's lucky that half-track is still alive. But it's still alive thanks to the flanking rifle squad. A frag grenade right there, MG34 in the building, got wiped. Easy 8 on the field. What is that, 5? Yes. 5 Easy 8s, in addition, by the way, to the Stewart and AA half-track. He's gonna need to get at least, bare minimum, 2 Easy 8s out, in addition to maybe an AT gun, if he's gonna kill a King Tiger, and even that would probably need to be fighting the King Tiger unsupported or out of position. I can't even believe his map control is this good at this point. He's lost so much stuff. Then again, the Comrade Mao was already pretty behind. Things are pulling more in his favor now, though, I think. I mean, he's lost a lot of full squads. 2 Fallschirmjäger squads, 2 Volksgrenadiers. Those are losses that Overcommando West usually cannot recover from. Fortunately, some extremely lazy Easy 8 micro has made it possible this game. Kenworth for firing blinds into the fog, hoping to get a lucky snipe. Not gonna happen. One Rocket Warfer sitting in the base. A couple wounded Stern Pioneers doing tapping. This is, by the way, exactly why you really want to have a forward retreat point. You don't have a half track. You don't have any way to reinforce and heal on the front line. Well, I guess you have Stern Pio medical supplies, but nobody ever uses that, and it can be really hard to safely expand and take territory. I feel like he could be taking territory a little more aggressively over here on the right side, but he's afraid of the AA half-track and Easy 8 mobile harassment. He doesn't have a way to counter these vehicles working the flanks, so he just kind of is clumping here in the middle. Seems like he's not really sure what to do, but he better come up with a plan, because he's triple capped and getting outproduced, despite the fact that the Easy 8 micro this game probably could not have been worse. King Tiger in production. Once that hits the field, hopefully he'll have the tool he needs to actually take and hold ground. Fight these mobile units. Volksgrenadiers making their way right to make an attempt at harassment. Easy 8 and AA half-track are probably going to move to counter. Sort of soon, maybe? I don't know. 2 squads sitting here by an ambulance, another Captain 50 cal. Looks like he's not really moving to do anything. Hasn't yet reacted to the fact that the blob is on this cutoff. This has no counter, by the way, to those vehicles. Except Panzerfausts.
Direct as needed.
So... King Tiger on its way right. These squads trying to slow down the victory points. Axis will fall down to 100 VPs now. Here comes US counterattack. AA half-track is going to be the first unit into the engagement and start suppressing this Obersoldat. King Tiger hasn't, I don't think, been spotted yet, but it will probably get in range for a shot. Huge hit on the AA half-track, and it's going down very fast. Easy 8 moving around the right flank, taking shots at Fallschirmjäger will threaten to wipe that squad, and there they go. AA half-track also burst into flames simultaneously. Easy 8 wipes the Fallschirmjäger squad on the right side in one shot. That means any threat of Panzerfaust has now been neutralized. Obersoldaten with only 1 man remaining are sticking around in this engagement for a dangerously long time. Easy 8's about to take a shot does not hit the overs, and they're pulling back to try and get the fuel point captured out of range of any enemy units. With the King Tiger providing protection in the front, nothing will feel safe to move up to engage. Captain will have an opportunity to maybe move behind the King Tiger on the flank right here. Easy 8 may also have a flanking opportunity. Second Easy 8 is on the field, making its way towards this engagement. King Tiger reversing into the road to engage against this tank and try and push it back. This Easy 8's available for a flank if that King Tiger overextends, maybe. We'll move up to take shots at these Volksgrenadiers, exposing itself a little bit. Easy 8 shot penetrates the King Tiger's frontal armor. Continues taking shots, and that Easy 8 will now have no choice but to disengage out of this fight. One hit from being destroyed, needs to keep reversing. Why would he stick around for this? It's dead. Easy 8 destroyed right there. This one squeezes through the gap to engage that King Tiger from the rear. We will be forced to try and circle strafe this thing to death. Takes another big hit from the KT, which is still only at about half health and shows no signs of being destroyed in this engagement. That Easy 8 should definitely pull out because it cannot win this. Makes a suicidal attempt at circle strafing, and the King Tiger will destroy both Easy 8s, which didn't time their attack against the King Tiger simultaneously. It only had to engage at any given moment, one Easy 8 at a time, and it got to engage them frontally. It was a close range, which is not optimal. But that engagement could probably not have gone much worse for the American player. Other than, of course, the wipe of those two Fallschirmjäger squads. So 4 out of 4 Fallschirmjäger squads have been wiped this game. A lot of infantry killed by Easy 8s. But 6 Easy 8s have been destroyed by Rakettenwerfers and King Tigers. Or the King Tiger. And right now it's really just a question of map control. American player still has way too much map control, but slow expansion by Comrade Mao here, using Rakettenwerfers to back cap in the middle. Wounded Obersoldaten will be forced to retreat over here on the right. King Tiger is pulled completely off the battlefield for repairs, which is going to take some time, and a lot of squads are just idle, reinforcing and healing after that fight. So, map is still very blue, despite some incredibly crippling losses. Riflemen are moving to get control of the right side fuel point. We get the victory point captured as well over Crano West forces. Only 60 victory points remaining, but they will stop the clock with Fallschirmjäger deployed here on the left.
Anti-tank gun.
Rakettenwerfer in the right, and then Fallschirmjäger that died capturing the victory point here. Stern Pioneers moving to repair the King Tiger. It is not uncountered. Not uncountered. Aquaman is going to field 2 AT guns and purchase a ton of bazookas. Apparently he is going to dedicate almost everything he has on the field to trying to counter that King Tiger and worry about his opponent's elite infantry with Easy 8s later. Flamethrower will be forced to retreat here on the right side by these infantry squads, supporting Rakettenwerfer, getting the fuel point recaptured and getting a triple cap going against the US forces here. 45 minutes into the game. King Tiger is fully healed and repaired, making its way towards the middle, I think, to try and push away these American defenses. Well, actually, guys, my restraint mostly, I think, comes from the fact that I have seen players that are way worse than this. These players are actually not even that bad compared to some games I've cast. They show, like, some basic ability to play the game. Some flaws in their execution, certainly, but micro mistakes, I think micro mistakes is there's not anything wrong with making a micro mistake or maybe a judgment mistake. That's just a matter of practice. It's not, you know... For example, Aquaman sees a King Tiger, he makes AT guns. There, you know? Basic ability to play the game. And at this point, I also think it's worth mentioning that both of these players, as evidenced by the chat, were a little on tilt. Getting a little frustrated. Frustration is your enemy in Co 2. Probably one of the biggest things you have to battle against when playing this game is trying to keep a cool head. And obviously Aquaman here at the end has had enough. AT gun there, got one-shotted by the King Tiger, so he doesn't think he has any real way of killing it, even though he, honestly, it may have been possible for him to win this game. He really might have if he just collected himself, because he had quite a few victory points remaining if he got like 4 AT guns and an Easy 8. Waited for his opponent to make a mistake. And Comrade Mao has made plenty of mistakes this game. Game might have been recoverable. Maybe. Possible. But after 45 minutes, he doesn't think he's got any realistic chance of taking out that King Tiger, so he will concede. Good game. King Tiger will turn things around finally at the last second, thanks to some painful, easy 8 losses over the course of the game. GG. Axis wins.